The National Art School is asking all of us, all of you, to pick up a pencil or a crayon tomorrow for the launch of the Big Draw 2010. It's a community event that's trying to encourage people to discover new ways of observing, creating and expressing ideas. It doesn't matter if you have an artistic bone in your body. Apparently, it's all about giving it a crack, whipping out the old lead pencil and letting rip. Eileen Adams is launching the Big Draw 2010. She's an educational leader of a group called Campaign for Drawing UK. Eileen, welcome to breakfast.
Thanks very much, Ray.
I can't draw. I've known my whole life I can't draw. In fact, I got thrown out of art class at school and told to pick up geography instead. Why is drawing such an important method of expression in your view?
Well, the two things you've just said, you said I can't draw and you said it's a method of expression. Those two things are myths as far as I'm concerned. You can draw if you want to draw. You can learn to draw, just like you can draw to learn. And also the whole business of drawing as expression. There are lots of other purposes for using drawing. You can use drawing to understand stuff. You can use drawing to think things that you couldn't think before, because through drawing, you've actually opened up possibilities for thought. So,
tell me more about that. Why do you see the actual act of drawing, of putting the pencil on the page?
Yeah.
You see that as changing the way you're thinking about something,
exactly.
Or changing the way you're observing something?
Well, let's look at it. Let's think of four major categories. You might draw something because you want to understand. Now, that drawing is for you. It's for you to get your mind around something so you can be observing, analysing, recording, all right? Now, the interesting thing about those sorts of drawings, doesn't matter if somebody else can't read them. Doesn't matter. They're not for anybody else. They're for you, as long as you know what the marks mean. And that's the key thing.
Like a visual note-taking?
It could be. But drawing is marks that have meaning. And the meaning can be for the person who's just made the marks. But you could do kinds of drawing that are really to communicate to somebody else. But then you have to use codes or conventions that the other person's going to understand.
Like if you're drawing a pig, it needs to look like what we all think a pig
That's right,
looks
or a
like.
map or a plan or a diagram or something. Yeah. So that's what we're very good at teaching, the codes and the conventions. But sometimes people haven't a clue why they're using them. But
why? Just back to this thing of how it makes us observe differently or remember differently or find new meaning. Why doesn't it? Why is drawing, putting the lines on the page as a drawing, any more reflective or probing than just making notes? There's the written word.
One of the things is that it actually creates time to engage, the focus and the concentration, and also that it actually activates parts of the brain that words and numbers don't. So what have you got? You've got words, you've got numbers, and then you've got marks. Think of a world where you didn't have drawing. I don't think you would have been able to get into work today, because you would have crashed into other cars with no lines on the road. There wouldn't be any maps. You wouldn't be able to own your house because there would be no land registry. The whole business of drawing underpinning our material culture is very, very serious. And it's a hidden reality. We just don't realise that it's built somewhere. Somebody has drawn whatever we're using. So this whole business of drawing as a basis for design is really important.
This thing of using a different part of the brain, is that the left brain, right brain thing?
Yeah.
So using drawing,
yeah.
What part of the brain are we using there?
Well, this is a controversial issue because usually it's very clear-cut and one's left brain, one's right brain. But my feeling is that drawing helps you make connections. It's something that is to do with synthesis as well as analysis. So I think it prompts a synergy between different modes of thought. But one of the key things is a reflective mode. But if we go back to our categories, thinking about drawing as invention, you might be in the situation where you can't think the thought you're trying to think. But through drawing, you can actually get some feedback, some prompts. Just when somebody says something to you, that prompts a further thought in you. Well, it's the same with mark making.
Are we drawing less in this technological age?
It's difficult to say. I think we're becoming more passive in certain ways, and I think probably drawing has suffered because of that. And also because, I don't know what it's like in Australia, but in the UK, the emphasis on verbal literacy and numeracy is pushing drawing to the margins in schools, and yet it's a prime mode for kids to learn.
You've got your pen and pencil with you. What you do is you draw and you teach other people to draw.
No, I don't teach other people to draw.
Draw what you see here. Draw your impression of here.
The arrangement was, Fran, you were going to do it too. So where's your bit of paper? Come on.
Well, I've got
Come on.
Well, no one told me that.
Yeah, well, that's what I was told. That was the arrangement. So what I'm suggesting is I'll do you 4 drawings. One is drawing as perception that we talked about. I'm just having a look at you. I've got earphones. I'm not taking my pen from the page. So this is a continuous line drawing, and I'm not looking at the page. There's a camera there. Wow, look at that light. That's really... Now, all that's happening here is this line drawing is a trace of where my eye is moving. Right? It's not a picture. So your comment at the beginning, drawing pictures, that's only one form of drawing. So that's drawing as perception. But the studio, where did I come from? I came from the entrance. I sat down in the seating. I walked to the lift. I met somebody. We walked along a gallery. I forgot what I was doing. I was talking. Right, we've arrived. That's my mental map of coming here. So if I'm going to explain to you, I will show you through this. And you will be able to retrace my steps because you know this place. So that's drawing as communication. And then I'm thinking about drawing in as invention. Look at this studio. This is the plan. This is the seating, the doors there. Now, can I improve on this? Now, I don't know. I'd have to see how a studio worked and where all the seating and technology.
Okay, so that one's more like a layout.
That would be a layout, but then I can manipulate that. I can change it. I can modify it in the light of new knowledge and experience. And that's drawing as invention. But finally, let's put some ideas into action. Right, I'll just do a little chart here, this Gantt chart. That's all the people that work in the studio. Right, are they going to be in there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Yeah, he's got a day off because he's got to go and see his mother. So we've got, what have we got? We've got, this could be an annotated sketch because I'm going to annotate that. That's a mental map. That is a plan. And that is a Gantt chart. They're not pictures.
They're not pictures. You've given me so much more confidence in that I can draw.
You can draw. I knew you could draw.
Eileen, we'll put those pictures up on the web for everyone to have a look at. And thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Eileen Adams, educational leader of the Campaign for Drawing UK. And the Big Draw, it's launched tomorrow here at the National Art School in Sydney. But Big Draw events will be launched across Australia throughout November. And although Eileen says she doesn't teach people to draw, there will be people in some of these places giving you clues on how to draw. Eileen, thank you. It's 27 past 8 on RM Breakfast.